I turned my Wi-Fi off. Maybe that was a problem. So we want to see what happened. As far as I'm concerned, the devil's a lie. Not going to stop my show. I'm going to continue to do it. I don't care how many times I have to do it. I got 35 minutes. The show is going to continue to go on. Don't have anybody watching me right now. And I'm not going to vent, but I will say that I'm grateful and thankful for everybody who comes back. I want to thank you guys for coming back. I want to thank those who've been sharing the video to everybody out there on Facebook Live. Hopefully I don't drop another connection. If I drop another connection, y'all, I'm just going to just continue this conversation at a later date about the female riders. But until then, I'm going to continue to say that Dawn White Chocolate was saying something in regards to inspiring or dropping some words of wisdom to some of the female riders out there that may inspire to be female riders to get their license. And she was saying, you know, and I thought it was a good point. You want to make sure you do it for the right reasons. You don't want to do it because your boyfriend have it, or you're trying to impress somebody, or because of peer pressure. You want to do it for the right reasons. And I agree. You want to make sure you get your motorcycle license for the right reasons. And the same thing when you join a motorcycle club. If you're interested in joining the motorcycle club, you do it for the right reasons. Don't do it because the colors look good or because they got a lot of members. Don't do it for those reasons. Because you do it for those reasons, you already set yourself up for failure. It's just like, it's almost like buying a car or getting a home or finding a church house. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do it for the wrong reasons. Because you do it for the wrong reasons, you're going to end up regretting it. And guess what? You're going to end up bad-mouthing the club. You're going to end up bad-mouthing the people who talked you into it, the ones that were your friends. Okay, so you don't want to do that. So I just want to encourage all the female riders that are out there to make sure you make the wise decisions, make the right choices for yourself and nobody else. Because when you're riding for yourself. You're not riding for your boyfriend. You're not riding for your girls. You're not riding, unless you're in the club, then you're riding for your club if you're dedicated and loyal to that particular club. But other than that, you're doing it for yourself. All right. So I encourage all you little female riders out there to continue to do your things, do your thing out there. Just do your thing out there. And the guys, we need to wake up. We need to wake up and step up and do more rides, do more hanging out together. You know, make a social run someplace. You know, and just hang out, just as brothers. You know, the barbershop have their place. You know, us bikers, we can create our own place. So let's do that. And that's all I'm saying. Let's get out there and ride a little bit more. And you will see me out there more. As soon as I get back from my faith conference in Chicago, I will be riding more. I will be riding more. I'm doing my show live out here, so there's no commercial break. Anything can happen. I've already lost connection twice. Speaking with you guys, and I had like 3-4 people watching on Facebook Live, and all of a sudden I lost connection. So it's just one of those things, I guess. But I'm sitting out here in the parking lot with my baby Pepper, just sitting here, and I just wanted to thank everybody who's been sharing the video. Thank you for sharing the video. Thank you, because what's being said here, prayerfully, it will help and inspire somebody out there to continue to ride. Again, the female riders, they're really making a lot of noise out there. They're doing their thing out there. And like I said, a lot of the social clubs, oh man, I wish I had a couple of them out here. Some of the social club females are starting to get their motorcycle license. There's something about that ride. There's something about riding that is unexplainable, but it is containable. So you need to get out there and do your research and do what's right for you. Hey, got my sister online, Slim Goody. How you feeling, Slim Goody? I've got you on my prayer list. Be praying for you, sis. Make sure everything is well with you. But once again, what inspired you, ladies that are watching, ladies that are watching, ladies that are watching, ladies that are riders? What inspired you? Who inspired you, or what inspired you to get your motorcycle license and to get your motorcycle? Were you once a backpack and you didn't want to do it anymore? Or did you just somebody or something inspired you and motivated you to get your motorcycle license and to learn how to ride? Holler at your DJ, y'all. You can hit me up right now, Facebook Live. Go face to face on Facebook Live, or make your comments in the comment section. White Chocolate, she was saying something earlier and I lost connection, so I apologize for that. But I'm doing something different because the studio, we was having technical difficulties, so I couldn't record from the studio. But I refuse not to do this show because this is a continuation of the conversation of the female riders that are doing a lot of riding out there, and they got to be recognized, and I salute them. I truly salute them. Slim Goody says, riding on the back of the bike with someone else, and it felt great, so then I decided to get mine. Oh, it relaxes and calms you. Yes, it does. It is a sense of oneness, I guess you can say. So you're right. Hey, Slim Goody, you're absolutely right, and that's a good reason. Some people wanted to do that, and that's good. Hey, thank you for that. I was in the middle of saying something and I forgot what it was. So that's the difference when you're doing something live like this, and no song breaks, no commercials or anything like that. You just got to continue to go on, and I got to go on for the next 30 minutes talking to you guys. But if you want to go face-to-face live with me right now, you can. I truly appreciate that. We can continue this conversation. I will be bringing this conversation up at a later date under a different topic maybe, but I just wanted to salute and recognize and let everybody let it be known for the ladies out there that ride, that I salute you guys for riding your ride. Hey Vicky, Pastor Vicky Nolan is on here. Hey Vicky, tell us about your experience as a rider, female rider. Who motivated you, or who inspired you to get your motorcycle, to ride your motorcycle? That's what this topic is all about. It's all about the female riders and the rise of the female riders who's doing their rides out there in the community. I'm sitting out here on my baby Pepper. Y'all see Pepper? I'm sitting out here, and I've never sat on the back seat before, so I'm sitting up here now, and it's got the backrest, and it's kind of comfortable. So for the ladies that have ridden on the back, I can kind of see what you're talking about, because it's kind of comfortable sitting back here. But I guess when you're ready to go and they're not, you sitting back here just, I wish we would go. I wish this knucklehead would come on. I'm ready to go. Due to health issues, due to health issues, I had to stop my training. Oh, really? Oh, wow. So I never got my bike. Oh, I'm sorry, Vic. I am so sorry. But hey, you already know what your calling and purpose was, so it was meant for you not to get it. So, but it is what it is, and it takes strength. And sometimes I know it hurts, because I know it hurt me when I broke my leg, when I broke my ankle. I was hurting, and even before that, before I even got Pepper, my wife would tell you, I would cry. I would hear bikes going up and down the street, man. I would cry, literally cry. You were on the set for 12 years. How about that? How about that? So, you know, I just, again, I want to salute the female riders out there, have them be recognized. Not only just you got female riders, but you got female bike racers out there that race their motorcycles. You know what I'm saying? That's big. That's big. And I'm not saying they race better than any men out there. I'm not saying that. I'm not doing the battle of the sexes or anything like that. What I'm saying is, if you see a female rider out there, don't hate on them. Congratulate them. You know what I'm saying? Congratulate instead of hating on them. And keep them lifted up in prayer. You know, keep them lifted up in prayer. I took being a support vehicle seriously. Yep. Now, when you say a support vehicle seriously, what do you mean by that, Vicky? Holler at me, because I don't know exactly what you mean by that. I'm kind of lost on that. Okay, I'm tired of sitting on this back seat. Let me get back in my seat. Oh yeah. Now I can lay back a little bit. All right, so holler at your DJ. So what's going on with y'all? Somebody go Facebook Live with me. The conversation will go a lot smoother and quicker that way. Because I know you're typing, and if you're typing, it takes a little bit longer for it to get to me, as opposed to just sending me an invite and we can go face to face on Facebook Live, and we can continue this conversation. And then others can join in as time slowly dwindles down. All right. So holler at your DJ. So what was the other inspirations, or what? Because I don't want to know. I mean, you know, it's one thing to oh. All right. Hey sis, I don't know what happened. Where are you? They're saying ad. They can't get you in here yet. There you go. Hey,
Hey,
what's going on, sis?
not
Talking
much.
talking live with my pastor from another state.
Hey.
my
So
my inspirational
what
sister.
I meant, yeah, what I meant by a support vehicle is that whenever there were bike rides that took place, I was like an organizer, which means that before we rode, I orchestrated to make sure that prayer took place before the ride and took place when the ride was to depart, and when we had to leave to come back home, there was another prayer done then. Also to be behind the bikes to make sure to block traffic to keep any vehicles from coming over on the bikes. Um, Riding with the hazards on. Um, if anybody needed their bags or anything put in the vehicle, they were in my vehicle. Water, Gatorade, whatever was needed for the riders was in my vehicle. My job was to make sure that any cars that followed suit with the same thing. As the bikes were in formation, they needed to be in formation with their hazard lights, and their job was to do the same thing to block any vehicles from trying to come over. And if you notice that any were trying to come over, if any cars were behind me, one would pull around me to go to try to block the car that was to the side of us to make sure that they didn't get in.
Oh,
And if
that's
a car did get over, it was my job to go around that car to get back behind the bikes to keep safety in place, because some people don't know how to ride behind bikers. So that was one of my jobs. And the other thing was my training entailed having to learn how to trail bikes. So learning how to back the trailer up, going which way, going to the track. I mean, even though I didn't ride, I had to learn all of the basics and the protocol of what the MC set stood for, um, and what needed to be done. So that was one of my things, is being support of motorcycle clubs.
That's awesome. Well, let me ask you this, because the topic is basically about the female riders, the rise of female riders. What is your opinion
Hmm.
about female riders? Do you? Well, I know you So I know you're not going to discredit them or anything like that, but I know that you have your own opinion about female riders. So what is your opinion on the female riders, the rise of the female riders?
Um, as long as they respect it, I don't have a problem with it. But you have some who try to compete to try to be just as good as men because they want to prove a point. But if they're riding a ride, because this is their life, that's something different. But you have some females who are reckless too. But as I was in the MC community a little, later on, I was glad that I wasn't able to ride because I feel like if you are a female and you have children and things like that, you take a whole lot more risk um, of losing your life and leaving your children motherless. I mean, even though it's both ways for men and women, but for me, I feel like if you are a woman that has children, that's something that you need to think about because even though you might be a safe rider, doesn't mean that the people on the street are going to treat you with respect and won't run you down. So, um, as I, later on in the years, I decided against even if I could, I wouldn't.
Oh wow,
I
okay.
even, yeah, I wouldn't do it.
All right,
Um,
because I know White Chocolate. She was on here earlier, and she stated, that you know women should really think about, especially if they're mothers,
yep.
think about doing the riding thing because it is dangerous. As much as peaceful as it can be to ride, I love the peacefulness as we ride. As peaceful as that can
Yep.
be, yes, it can be dangerous out there. Like I said, for both on both sides of the coin, for the men as well as for the women. And we got children out there. I have 7 kids and 7 grandkids. So do I
Mhm.
think about that every time I get out and ride? Yes, I do, and that's one of the reasons why I believe in prayer. Even long before being saved, I've always believed in prayer. Um,
Right.
so I think that's important. So what type of inspiration or words of inspired inspiration or words of wisdom could you give a woman who's thinking about getting motorcycles? Because there's a lot of social club ladies that are starting to seek motorcycle licenses to get a motorcycle.
Well, my thing is this is you got to be doing like I said, you have to take into account your family. Then you have to also take into account if you're married or not. And if your spouse does not share that same passion for you to ride, I mean, that's another thing that can cause conflict in the home. So when a person makes a decision that, hey, I'm going to switch over from being a social club and I'm going to ride, they have to make sure that their family is included in that decision. Even though, yeah, we are our own person and everything like that, but they have to understand that you leaving children behind to be cared for by somebody else. So are you willing to take that chance to just say that you got a motorcycle and you can ride just to say that you did it, or are you really doing it because it's the passion of it? Because I find that some of the women that are switching over from social to riding really aren't doing it because it's their passion. They're doing it because other people are doing it.
Right. And I
And
said
see,
that earlier. I was saying, if you get it, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Don't do it for your boyfriend. Don't do it for the peer pressure. Um, don't do it because you're trying to impress somebody. Do it for the right reasons. So I agree everything that you're saying. Uh, Pastor, how can people come to your church? Give people your church home, your ministry. Give people your ministry where they could come and fellowship with you.
every Sunday I put out there, if anybody wants to come, it's the Empowering Word Kingdom Ministries International. It's 1703 West Baltimore Street in Baltimore. Our service starts at 11:30.
All
So
right.
if anybody can come, it's an open invitation every Sunday.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. Prayerfully, one of these Sundays, I'll be able to get permission from our pastor to be excused and come out there and fellowship with you. I would love to come out there.
Well, you're more than welcome. The doors is open.
I know that's right. So is ours, the True Believers Ministry. All right, sis. Well,
Absolutely.
thank you very much. I can't take a
You're
song
welcome.
break. I'm going to continue to talk for another
Okay.
15
All
minutes.
right. Okay.
All right.
We'll
Bless
kick
you
it
then.
off.
Thank
All
you.
right. Okay.
All right.
Bye.
All right, y'all. That was Vicki Nolan. She was on the motorcycle community for a long time. She is now a pastor of a ministry, her own ministry, doing the big, doing wonderful things for a ministry. So make sure you get out there and be. So go out there. And speaking of churches, I don't want to get too far off the subject, but I want to acknowledge my church, True Believers Ministry, under the leadership of Pastor Michael L. Barnes and co-pastor Sheila Barnes of True Believers Ministry. I have a wonderful family there, and you guys are more than welcome to come out. I'm always inviting you guys out there. Oh, you're just a minister. Yeah, well, I see more than minister in you. So I'm putting it in the atmosphere. But our church home, True Believers Ministry, 110 West Hampton Avenue. A lot of y'all, I put out the invitation every Sunday service. But I forgot to put an invitation out. Well, I take that back. I did put an invitation out for Friday that just passed, because we had a ministerial night and ministerial service. So I gave a word on that Sunday, and I mean that Friday, and you know, big hats off to Mr. Justified and White Chocolate. They came out, they supported, as well as other True Believers Ministry family members, and it was great. We had a good time in the Lord. The house wasn't as full as we desired it to be, but who was there was meant to be there, and we just thank God for that. So that's about it, y'all. I really don't want to end this thing early. I got 15 minutes before we go. Ben Diesel, what's going on, sir? Haven't seen you on Facebook in a minute. Haven't seen you on in a minute. I think the last time I saw you was, I think it was last year. You was doing something, was it Virginia Beach or was it Myrtle? Can't remember which, but you was having a good time. And you was out there with a bunch of riders, so I truly appreciate that. Now, okay, this is what I could do for the next 15 minutes. Fellas, what's your opinion on the female riders that are out there? Do you have respect for them? Do you think they're doing it for the wrong reasons? What is your intake, fellas, on the ladies out there who are riding their ride and they're doing it a lot more, not better, but a lot more than most of us men? What do you think about that? And again, I'm not putting no man down whatsoever. I'm not doing that. It's just an eye-open thing that I happen to notice, and I've been paying more attention to it, and I just have been seeing it. And like I said, I've noticed that some of the social clubs, ladies are starting to get their motorcycle license. It could be for the wrong reasons. I don't know. But like I said, I want to encourage them anyway. If you do it for the right reasons. So what do you guys think? Fellas, share the video. It will be put on my YouTube page. And this is a special broadcast I'm doing live from the parking lot. Sitting here on my baby. And we're talking about the female riders, the rise of the female riders. And also other topics were what inspired the female riders to ride, who motivated the female riders to ride, where they once used to ride as a backpack and decided they wanted to get their own. And Slim Goody, that's what she said. She said she used to be able to enjoyed riding on the back of a motorcycle for a long time. And then she decided to go ahead and get her own. So, you know, that was something that motivated her. You know, she was just got tired of being a backpack, but she enjoyed it, but she wanted to do her own. So that's one of the things there. What do you guys think? That's what I want to know. What do you guys think? Holler at your DJ. You can go Facebook Live with me if you want, or put your comments in the comment section. Be easy if you Facebook Live with me. You know what I'm saying? For the conversation to continue to flow, and there's no lagging time, I guess you could say, in between. So holler at your DJ, because I really want to know what you think. Fellas, what do you think about the female riders, the rise of the female riders out there on the set? You know, as well, you know, the female clubs that are up and coming, the more and more independent riders, and the social clubs that are slowly turning into motorcycle clubs. What do you think? What's your opinion? What's What's your take on it? Keep it real with me. Holler at your DJ. Don't be scared. I know it's a little different doing MC Love this way, but I did not want to end the show or try to pick it up because this is a continuation on last week when I had Mr. Justified. He called in and he made a real good point about how we really need to just respect the ladies that are out there. Don't hate on them, congratulate them, because they're really doing something that we as men, a lot of us men, don't do. And whatever your reason is, I don't know what your reason may be, but I mean, if you have a motorcycle, you should ride your motorcycle. If you have a motorcycle, put miles on your motorcycle. Don't, you know, I have a thing where I'm being inspired almost every day by the Kingdom Knights Motorcycle Club, Motorcycle Ministry. I'm inspired almost every day by seeing some of these female riders out there, because they're not going just in their backyard, just going around the beltway. They're going state to state. They're going out of their way. They're staying and dealing with the unpredictable weather. You know what I'm saying? They're going out in the hotels. They're going out making memories. You know, a lot of us guys are not doing that. We think that, you know, we can go to the Shell gas station and hang out, or Wawa and hang out. That's something. We could talk about how good our ride is and everything. Again, I'm not bashing nobody. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. More power to you. But what I'm saying is, if you have a motorcycle, don't just ride in your neighborhood or around the beltway and say that you're putting some miles on. No. Get out and ride. There's a passion for it. I have a passion for it. And it bothers me a little bit when I see some of y'all that's not riding. Legitimately not riding. If you had an accident, I understand. If you're having mechanical issues with your bike, I understand. But if there's nothing wrong with your bike, if there's nothing wrong with you, then there should not be no excuse why you shouldn't be out riding your bike. Trust and believe. When I get this baby insured, get some air in my tires, I will be out and about. No ifs and buts about it. I will be out and about. I'm going for my iron butt. I'm going yonder. And if I can, I'm going to try to hit all 48 states, or however many states it is, plus Canada. So that's my desire. And if God is willing to grant me that, hey, I'm out there. I am out there. All right. Well, I'm going to end the show early. I almost did it. I did pretty good. You know, straight talking and, you know, a couple of people interacting with me, and I truly appreciate you guys. Even the ones that popped in and popped out. I appreciate you guys as well. This is MC Love, y'all, with your man DJ FX. And, you know, I never end my show without praying. So I just want to make sure I pray for everybody that's watching. Pray before you get on your bike, pray while you're on your bike, and pray after you get to your destination. Make sure you do the same thing on your way home. And if all you guys out there who are driving, make sure you look more than twice. Value our life, because our lives matter. We are somebody's sibling, somebody's husband, wife, sister, mother, father, or daughter or son. We desire to be home at the end of the day when it's all said and done. So make sure that you look more than twice, please, and save and be aware of our lives. We want to continue to be live until the day that the Lord comes down here to crack open the sky and call us home. All right? So until then, keep your eyes open, everybody. All right? And as always, burn rubber and not your soul. I love y'all with the love of Jesus. Keep your mind on Christ, because he's definitely got you on his mind. Y'all have a good week. Be empowered. Be blessed. Be positive. Whatever you do. All right? I appreciate you guys. Thank you. See y'all next week.